Man, I'm super lucky because I'm not by myself. I have three beautiful queens with me, and you guys are tapping into
Teacher Talk Live
presents the Community Podcast.
You're a
Yo, I'm like feeling really lucky because this is cool. Typically when I like share space with people and we have these conversations like on Instagram Live, and I'm like in my own little box, and I got like them other boxes, but y'all ain't in no boxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we outside. Like, yo, this is really dope because I think from the outside looking in, there's a lot of people who would say like a moment like this could not happen at a Get Your Teach On.
That's true. No, that's true.
And I think it's the first time it's ever happened, right?
Yeah.
Yo.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So look,
Black
before
excellence.
we get too cool and into the conversation, can I have you all introduce yourselves? I'm gonna start down here and then come over this way. Go ahead.
So, hi guys, I'm Candace Ledoux-Corian. I am a teacher. I teach in Brooklyn, but I live in Freeport. I've been teaching over 12 years. I've taught from pre-K to 4th grade. My favorite grade is K1 or 1st grade, but next year I will be moving on to 2nd grade.
Yes,
Hey.
So I'm looping up with my kids, which is
that's so
amazing.
special.
So one, they couldn't get enough of me, and social emotion
Come
was
on.
like
All right now.
real like this year. And my parents is gonna be amazing because we just got the organization list yesterday. So I got an email while we were here, and they don't know yet, but it's gonna be a blast next year.
Okay.
So yeah, and Get Your Teach On. It's lit.
Yes. Like how else do you describe it?
There it is. Sister, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kristen Mitchell. I teach here in Orlando, Florida. I have taught kindergarten, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and I went to 10th grade last year.
Okay.
So now I
So wait. Run that back.
That's a big skip.
Yeah. You was hopscotching. Wait a minute. Run it back. Okay. So you did what?
So I did kindergarten, and then I went to 3rd grade for a few years. Then I looped with my kids from like the COVID class. I looped with them to 4th.
Okay.
Okay, and then I went to 10th.
Damn.
Yeah.
How do you go from kindergarten to 4th to 10th grade?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously we all know like the COVID year was hard, but then it was like the year after that was like double hard.
hard.
For sure.
So I felt like I needed a break. And I was just told like, oh, try high school, like they'd love you. And I was like, I'm too lame, I can't do the high school thing. Like, no, but I mean, there was a job open and I love teaching reading and it just kind of all fell
Into place.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
How was it?
I loved it.
Okay.
Like I might not go back to elementary school.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we need more because I'm a high school teacher. Okay, so I'm partial. I'm biased.
Right.
But we need more educators
I agree.
at the high school level, especially I would say younger educators, and by younger I mean under 45.
Right. Oh,
Right.
Absolutely.
'Cause they can wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you old
Yeah.
enough to know, young enough to like know.
Yeah, so
Right.
relate.
And still do
Yes.
the, still do
You know.
the TikToks and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Oh,
with
we
that.
did the TikTok. Oh my goodness, and it was
Should be
so
in there.
sweet. It's so true. Like it's so funny because most of my students wear Crocs and socks. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
And so like I told them, I said, well, I want to be cool. Like I need Crocs and socks, kind
Okay.
of thing. So my birthday's in April. My kids were so sweet and got me Crocs for my birthday.
No.
What color?
Yes, they are sparkly silver.
Hey.
So, they did me right. They did me right. And then we got the charms on them. Like, so we have Croc Fridays, because.
Oh, Croc Fridays.
That's inside though.
That's lit.
Yes. Like.
I really like that. I like
love
that.
that.
I have not. No. So first off, my students definitely got me to the point that I bought my first pair of Crocs.
Right.
I now own 2 pairs.
I own 2 pairs too.
Okay, I own 2 pair of Crocs. Does anybody else in the building own a pair of Crocs? Hey! Hey, Hogue, what color? Okay, yeah.
Oh, Jazzy's wearing
Oh, you
hers.
got some fancy Crocs.
Yes.
What is it, leather? What you got over there? What is that? Go to give it. No,
wait.
you about to have to
Can't
get
see
up here
them,
and
can't see
model.
them.
Come on.
We can't see
Come
them.
on.
You gotta come up here.
Come on, rinse around here. Rinse around here. Rinse around here.
Yes. Ooh, they fancy for real.
Hey, what camera work? Y'all get it. Wow.
What's that? It's the gold.
What is that? Wood grain?
I was about to say.
It's like
What is that? What is that?
Yeah, where we at?
Cherry wood? What is that?
Yeah, those exclusive Crocs.
Yes,
What?
Those Crocs didn't come out in the store. Where you get those from?
Should be. It matches her shirt though.
It does.
Yeah.
It's the coordination for me.
I was about to say.
Hey.
You better do that.
Y'all get it out loud.
I have two pairs too.
You had two
I
pair?
have a white and a purple because
White and
purple is our
purple?
color for our school.
I feel you. I got white and gray.
Okay.
The white pair was my first. Both mine have the fuzzy stuff inside.
Those are the ones.
So like
I don't like them naked Crocs, yo. Them naked Crocs, yo.
But it's also it's too hot to have the fuzzy ones in Georgia.
I feel
It's
that,
really
but look, but
comfortable.
that's why I don't wear them outside.
Right.
I wear the Yeezy slides. We phone running, bitch. We phone running,
I was about
bitch.
to say, I can't get in on that. I only have Converse. Thank you.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Ain't nothing
Walking
wrong
like
with
air
that.
though. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Right.
Queen.
Yes, hello. What's up?
Come on.
Turn up. Hi, my name is Alexia Perkins. I'm a second grade teacher, which is the best grade. I like to tell everybody that.
Okay,
Always
talk heavy, talk heavy,
yes,
talk heavy.
The best grade.
Yep.
I am from Virginia, by the Virginia Beach area, and so I'm so glad to be here. It's my first time. This is a movement. I'm so excited. All you're doing for Black educators in general, but for Black educators to be highlighted. So,
sure.
Get Your Teach On is amazing. It's my second time here, and since we're talking about Get Your Teach On,
Come on,
do you
talk
want me-
brag, baby.
Do you want me to? I mean, since
baby.
we're talking about it, it's a. Let me just put the precedence out there. It's a huge movement in education that they're doing. They do these educational conferences, and it's nationwide. And so, today I won the prestigious award of the 2022 Gold Star Teacher Award. I lost my life. My name's on it, everything. So I texted my principal and I said, listen, yesterday's price is not today's price. The value just went up. I'm just saying. I'm nationally known now. You gotta, Yes, I'm
Hey, run
nationally
me
known.
my
But
money.
yes, truthfully, it's an honor. It's an honor. I ugly cried. I wasn't expecting it, and so I don't even know if my speech made sense, but it came out, and so it's truly an honor. Like truthfully,
And you
pour.
deserve it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, and these two ladies too. I need to say this. It was a top 25 teachers out of 1,500 nominations.
Wow.
And these two teachers were in the top 25 with me, and it connected us. This is our first time meeting in person,
Finally,
and
yes,
finally.
texting on Instagram, like
Yes, we always message on Instagram, but we've made like true connections. Like, and I would say that goes beyond
I agree.
Get Your Teach On, because we
Yes.
just, it's so good. Black educators, I just want to put that out there. It's good to see yourself, like we talk about representation
Yep.
Yes.
for our, for our students, and
Yep.
so just to see yourself and your colleagues as well is like absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
No,
So-
I appreciate y'all naming that, because I think what I found to be extremely interesting about this year is like every time I turn my head in the hallway, look one direction or another, I see people who look like me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
That's so
I think
good.
for a long time,
Yeah.
or for some time, this environment did not look like that.
Yeah, even when I was growing up, and
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school, and there was two, maybe three.
Yes.
My first grade teacher, shout out to Miss Compton, but
Yes.
she was the only Black educator, and Miss Hewitt, which was my sixth grade teacher, but everybody else was not.
But and I would say in the conference spaces.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah. I would agree.
Like we did not see enough of us
Right.
in the space, whether it be
Absolutely.
attending, presenting,
Yes.
etc. And there are some people who had over the time looked at this platform or Get Your Teach On as like, that ain't really for us.
Yes,
Yes,
or
you know
it's
what I'm
the
saying?
hype or whatever.
Right.
But it's not that. It's so much more than that. And I really want to be a spokesperson for them, because what they pour into educators. First, the people who created it we're educators, and who better to
Shout
teach,
out Hope and Wade
yes,
King.
Hope and Wade King, yes.
Yep.
And I've had the pleasure of talking to them, on a personal level, and their heart is in the right. I mean, you know them personally. Their heart is in the right place, and so why wouldn't you want to support someone who has a heart for educators,
Right.
like truthfully, genuinely in their soul? And so I'm a genuine person, and I love to be around genuine people,
Right.
and that's who they are, and they just want to pour out and like give back to the educational community, and I just think it's amazing. Like, this is an absolute movement.
I agree.
Absolutely.
What inspired you guys to want to come and want to attend? Because you've gone to how many regionals before you've made this one?
No, so January was Vegas was the only regional
You went
I
to
went
a regional,
Yeah,
okay.
I've always watched because before COVID I planned to come.
Okay.
And then COVID happened.
Right.
And then
That kinda
I was gonna
poo-pooed on
come,
it.
Yeah, and I was like, COVID's still happening last year, summer, but I really want to go to nationals. So Vegas, I was like, no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it Martin Luther King weekend, and I watched them. I watched every day. I know that you're posting, close with them, and just the movement when you guys said be about it, that was it for me. I love that it was like, virtual. Everyone was a part of it. So that was it for me, and I was like, I can't wait to come to nationals. Like,
Yeah, and for those that don't know, like, C is like my family. We have blood ties and connections. My mom is auntie to her. Her mom is auntie to me. My grandmother's godmom. So like, it's this is someone who I have a lot of affinity for and care a lot about. And so to be able to share space with fam,
Yeah.
in this space,
space.
like, man, like I
this
love
weekend
it.
was
That's
amazing
special.
because I've never actually spent a weekend with you
Yeah.
in this element.
Right,
And so
right.
just seeing you amongst like all these amazing educators
Yeah.
and
Who admire
I know
him,
who
literally.
and I know
Yes.
him from where he was before
Yeah.
to now, and I truly admire you every day. And I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
And so just to see that the educators that look up to you, other educators that come here, and I'm like, yo, that's just Chivy. Like, okay, to me, that's just Al.
That's Al. Yeah.
Is that your first name?
That's my first name is
It's
Alfred.
Alfred.
Which is why my clothing line is called Alfred's
Alfred's
Laundry.
Laundry.
So, we ain't hiding it. We ain't hiding it.
So
that.
to me, growing up, that was Al, and to me, this movement was amazing. Like, I'm behind the scenes. So this year was my first time being a part of the Magic Squad, and I'm super happy. It was a lot of work, but just seeing behind the scenes of what happens and
put
how
it
it makes
on,
it,
yeah.
being connected with other educators in my room, because I was in K1 room,
Yeah.
and just talking to other educators that are among me, and then like, oh, I saw your video on Instagram. I was just like, oh my God, for real? Like, but just like actually talking about the things that we do together, it was just amazing to me. And on a level, our room was like the most. It had 717
Okay.
people.
Wow.
Okay.
So I think the next was lead on. I think after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we had the most room. So at the end of the day, like, it was just amazing just to connect to all these other educators who were not only from here. I'm from New York. She's from
Virginia.
and Florida. Like, there was some from Tennessee, Kansas. Like, it's just amazing. It's a movement.
Wyoming.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bahamas.
What was the motivator?
Bahamas, yeah.
What was the motivator for you to be in
So,
attendance?
if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
it like showed up a couple of years ago as like you might like this type ad, and it was a regional here in Orlando. It was Martin Luther King weekend, and I was like, okay, like I'll check it out, because I really like to have like self PD, right? Like,
Right.
I like to like make like
Work on us,
choose-
yeah.
yeah, like, and choose like what I put time into.
Yeah.
And so I came to the regional, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is cool. I was like super overwhelmed because
It's
I
a
didn't
lot.
really know.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot. I didn't
It's a
know
lot.
what was going on.
Yeah.
But then a month later, I was able to see Hope and Wade in the classroom. So what they were preaching and teaching here, I saw them do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well then like that's a wrap. Like, they're literally teaching us like the skills and the strategies that they actually use in the classroom.
Yeah.
So then I went to a regional in Houston in February, right before COVID, and then last year at nationals here in Orlando, I was like, well, I felt like I needed to give back. So I was like, I need to be on Magic Squad. Like, I want to help. I want to do anything that I can.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I was on Magic Squad last year. I'm on Magic Squad this year.
What is Magic Squad? Tell the people what Magic Squad
I think that's a point, right? Because it's funny because I've seen so many people like, oh, how do I become a part of this? How do I join in? Da, 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 da. And they're like, oh, there's no way to do it. And I'm like,
that's not true.
Talk on it.
You can do it. You
Okay.
Yeah, no, so Magic Squad, basically, we're the hype people for the conference, but we also work behind the scenes. So we were here Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, right before people got here. We're setting up the rooms. We're helping, like, making sure that logistics are right, people are safe, and, you know, everything that goes on. We're helping the vendors set up even sometimes. And to me, like, yes, we're here at the conference, and, like, yes, we'll miss the keynote, or we'll miss a session or two, or, you know, whatever. But to me, it's just kind of like, I just like volunteering.
Me
like,
too.
Like that literally fills my
heart.
Yes, right. Like, it fills my heart. So it's like, oh, if I can, like, volunteer and, like, help teachers and like, you know, give them an encouraging word or, like, hype them up for something. So, and, you know, when I was at the regional in Houston, I was staying in the hotel, and I was, like, back up in my room, and I was kind of like, I'm sure they need help. Like, that was a lot of stuff. So I, like, just came back downstairs, and I was like, hey, do y'all need help, like, cleaning up?
Wow.
And so, like, that's kind of how I got connected there. But there's also, like, you know, people will, like, ask us or, like, ask another Magic Squad member, like, hey, I would really love to volunteer. And, you know, so you can, all you have to do is ask, you know? Like, closed mouths don't get fed.
Same
So.
All right. That's a good one.
You talking heavy.
Yes, that's one of my favorite quotes.
If there was one thing that you would want to share about the conference, especially to Black educators, what would that be?
Come, be present, show up. And it's literally, for me, it's a professional development conference, but it's literally a party. Like, this is my first nationals, and we've had this amazing DJ. He's lit. But it actually, I mean,
Shout out that boy James Hall.
I know. I'm like sweating every day. I'm like, am I at the club?
Man,
Exactly.
You were swagging.
I had to go in the back and sit in front of the air conditioner.
I mean, no, but true.
I'm like, and so anyway, but for Black educators, it's so good because we had a lot of keynotes that spoke, and a lot of them talked about Black education, like Black people. And I think it was so good. We had the presenter today talk about Juneteenth and what that was. And it's 4,000 educators here, right? And so he's educating them on what it is and the importance of it, because obviously everyone doesn't know the importance of it or the significance of it. And some Black educators don't, right? It's just something that has, you know, resurfaced, or now that we're celebrating, that needed to be celebrated a long time ago. So I would say for a Black educator, you get it. For me, I'm a Black educator. I was empowered, enlightened. Everything that I learned, I wanted to take back to my classroom, and I felt valued. I felt appreciated. I felt empowered. I felt motivated. And it's not like, you know, it's really a big movement. And so that's what I would say. Like, why should you come? Because your life is going to change. And then you can meet other educators who are like you and who inspire you and push you and motivate you, who are rooting for you. Like, sincerely rooting for you. That's what we don't get. That's huge. That's huge.
What would be you guys' feedback or just?
You go, girl.
I would say empowerment too. For me, like, just the actual, like, seeing these speakers that you see on Instagram, like, you actually see them live, and they're not just seeing them on a stage. Like, they're being personable. They can take pictures with you. You can actually talk to them after the conference and just have a regular conversation. So to me, we never really seen Black educators, like, be up on the stage, like,
highlighted.
So, or even in a conference, you know, like, yearly. I'm from New York, and I go to U of T conferences to, you know, develop myself, but literally we don't see any Black educators. And to me, this is just a movement that everyone should be a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's that powerful.
I agree.
It really is that
I
powerful.
think what I would say to Black educators is, you know, don't be, like, scared to come. You know, like, don't.
And even if you come by yourself,
Right.
which I did.
That's what me too. That's
my first one.
My first one came by myself.
In Vegas, I was like, I don't care. I'm
But
coming by myself.
your people are here.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
only, like, even that, like, our people are here, but I feel like sometimes Black educators feel like we can't do the things that like other educators do, because you know we're in the Title I schools, or like we don't have as much like financial help.
Yes.
And
Our principals ain't cutting them PD checks.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right, no,
All right,
right.
let's
We
keep it
funded this
real.
ourselves.
Let's keep it real. Yeah.
No, exactly. And it's like, you know, because I was working registration this time, and it's like whole groups of people would come up and it would be like, oh, my whole school is here, kind of a thing.
Yep.
And it's like, but that's not how it is.
And
Nah.
not to cut you off, a lot
Right.
of them said, "Oh, my principal brought us here."
Yes.
And
Oh, my
Titus
district
brought his
paid.
whole school.
That was amazing.
Listen,
But that's amazing.
But that you know, and if I go to my school, my principal wouldn't say, "Hey,
Correct.
let me pay for you to go to, get
Correct,
this teach on."
yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
And as much as my principal loves me, they ain't paying for me to be here neither.
exactly.
Right,
So,
right,
I mean,
right,
but to
right,
me, it's like, it's
right.
just like such an investment.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not even in myself, but like
It's a
just in the
huge
kids,
investment.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm taking back strategies and I'm
Yes.
taking back engagement, you know, things to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm developing myself as an educator, because now I can see like two different sides of how to teach a lesson or how to get a standard across. But then I'm also able to say, hey, because I did this, like my students understand it better.
Yeah.
So like I'm investing in my students. So every time I go to a PD, like especially get your teach on, like I pay for myself, because it's like I'm paying for my kids. Right? So it's like this is why I'm doing it.
But also that district should be paying for you. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
It would be nice, but I mean,
No,
that's why I
yeah.
don't mind. You know what I mean? Like,
But I think that's kind of the double-edged sword about educators,
Yeah.
right? So we have a
That's
heart for
true.
service, which is why you'd be willing to do something like show up and be a part of the Magic Squad. But at the same time, we also have to measure that,
That's true.
right?
No, that's
And we have to demand our value. Otherwise, like like I know they're gonna be like, hey, can you do this? And you're gonna be like, yeah, I could do it.
Right.
And then eventually gonna be like, hey, can you do
Do
this?
this. Hey,
And then, hey, can you do
I
this?
mean, you're
And then
right.
next thing you know,
No,
you
you're
burnt,
right.
and you
Burnt.
looking back like, damn, I ain't get compensated for none of this. Hey, can you do this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, that said, when we come towards the end of the conversations here on
Oh, God.
the Community Podcast, we do a little thing called Finish the Lyrics. So this is a segment of song. My guest gets to pick a song of their choice. A song you know every word to. If your life counted on it, you gonna pick this said song. So
I think I'm a solo act on this one. And
Okay.
I'm gonna go for
that's all right. No, you ain't solo because I'm gonna get up in this.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna back you up. We're gonna back you up.
Listen,
We gonna
I just
support
wanna
black
point
women
out-
today.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
We gonna support black women today.
Support black teachers, black educators.
Come on.
Stand up.
Come on.
I just want to say she's from New York and she
And
doesn't
should know the words.
And should know the lyrics, but she doesn't.
and I'm from Florida.
Yes.
So it's whatever.
Yes.
It's not Flo Rida.
Don't do that to me.
It's not Trick Daddy. It's not Trina. It's not Rick Ross.
Exactly.
It's not so good.
Right. Right.
I'm just joking. I'm gonna help you out a little bit though.
Yes. We're taking it to Brooklyn.
Catch the
Brooklyn,
ad-libs.
stand up. Boop,
Right.
boop, boop. Is that the right thing?
Shout out to PS 12.
Yes.
So
my
question
man.
though.
Okay.
What song are you gonna be doing for the people?
Listen, the best one by Hove, Jay-Z, public service announcement.
PG Talk Live. PG Talk Live.
It's just a public service announcement sponsored by Just
About to get ratchet in here.
Yes, teacher turn up.
I don't know what to tell you.
Fellow man,
Yes.
it is with the utmost pride and sincerity,
Definitely my favorite Jay-Z
Yes.
song.
as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove.
H to the OV.
I used to move snowflakes by the OZ.
I guess even back then
You could call me CEO with a ROCO.
fresh out the frying pan.
Into the fire.
I be the
Music is number one supplier. Flyer than a piece of paper bear my name.
I got the
Hottest chick in the game. Wear my chain.
That's right. Not DOC, but similar to the letters.
Nobody could do it better.
I check cheddar
Like a food inspector. My homie Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. Take you dudes to the Jews with the Lexus. Fast forward the Jews and the Lexus. Tell you dudes what I do to protect this. I shoot at you actors like movie directors.
This ain't a movie, dog.
This is why y'all need not play with these new
Yes.
teachers.
Listen, but I can turn it on real quick to Miss Perkins.
Y'all understand? Y'all
Listen,
understand?
this is Miss Perkins After Dark.
Listen. Hey.
This is Perkins.
You're wild.
We on demon time now.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. Listen, ladies, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, all three of you.
You are the movement.
Yes.
It's an honor, to share space with y'all.
Yeah.
And to do this. This is like a lot of fun. Like this is how it all started.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just us just talking it out, being transparent and trying to call our people higher.
Yes.
Help put our people onto
Yes,
some things.
yes.
So that we
It's
stop
important.
missing out on stuff.
No.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like kind of getting in our own way,
Yes.
if you will.
Yes.
So I'm really honored that like y'all are here, and I encourage you, like, please continue to be a part of this. Like
Yes,
if I
absolutely.
ever have any legacy or impact on Get Your Teach On, is going to be about bringing more black educators into the fold, to be here, to present, to attend, to be made better through us sharing in community, because we don't get too many opportunities to have all of us come from across the country.
No, that is
And-
so true. No.
You know what I'm saying? And do this. Ra, that's my brother. I love that man. I do anything for him. We've been rocking for a long time, and this was the first time I got to meet him in person.
He
you know
told
what I'm
us
And I was
saying?
like, I
I told
cannot
him that
believe
too.
it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So that is the beauty of this moment, and so I encourage y'all to kind of like keep this thing going, man. Let's get more of us here and keep growing it.
Well, thank you though.
yeah.
For
I was about to say,
having
thank
this.
you.
Yes.
Opening a door for us. You're
Right.
literally opening a door for us.
Right.
Hey,
On
listen.
your platform. This is
Yes.
awesome.
But you know what though? What and shout out to Hope and Wade King. You know
Absolutely.
the fact that they'll say, yeah, Shivy, you can go take the stage, go use the room, go use the. You know what I'm saying? How many people would do that?
Yeah.
How many people would do that and not say, well, it's gonna cost?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you're right.
That kind of energy. So that shows the authenticity of the people who are behind this, and why I encourage other people. Tap in, join in, come get
Please.
your teach on. See what I did there? All right, that's it. Y'all have a good night. Bye.